Well, hello, my friends. I am here with Jessica Brummer. She is the Director of Communications for the wonderful, beautiful, the Durham Museum. Jessica, thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Andy. Thanks for having me.
All right, 90 years. Cheers to 90 years. I can't believe the museum's been around that long, and what an amazing history. So, yeah, let's just talk about the 90-year journey.
Yeah, she looks good for 90 years, don't you think,
Yes, yes.
Andy? No, yeah. For those that don't know, the Durham Museum, our home is Omaha's Union Station. The building opened in 1931, which was 90 years ago. Um, we still consider, as a history museum, Union Station our single greatest artifact. It's our job to preserve it, to care for it. It's a national historic landmark. So, not just for Omaha, but for our country, a significant building. And so we're celebrating turning 90. And we're really excited because thanks to a bunch of generous donors, we are open for free this week. So all week long through Saturday the 13th, anyone and everyone can come experience the museum, which is super cool. When the building opened in 1931, there was this great ad that ran that said every citizen of Omaha is invited to come see the new Union Station. So
Yeah.
we're kind of doing a throwback to that and really want people to take a chance to rediscover this wonderful building.
Yeah. And I just want to mention this week, because some of these people, because many people may be watching after this week. So
Oh,
this
sure.
week, meaning November 7th, the week of November 7th.
Yes, November 7th through the 13th.
Yeah. So,
And we got tons of fun activities going on throughout the week. I think if you've never been here, obviously get down here and see it. But if you have, there'll be new things to see too.
yeah. And going back, because it used to be called the Western Heritage Museum.
Yes, the museum has gone through several iterations. So actually, the building has been a museum longer than it was an operating train station now, which is kind of crazy. It operated as a train station for 40 years,
Okay.
1931 to 1971. And then the building closed and Union Pacific donated it to the city of Omaha. And a group of volunteers opened it first as Omaha's History Museum. Then became the Western Heritage Museum. And then when Chuck Durham got involved in the 90s, when they did a complete renovation, it was renamed the Durham Museum, which is what we are today. So yeah, it's gone through a long lifespan, a lot of growth. We're now a Smithsonian affiliate, so we get lots of national traveling exhibitions. Like I said, it's such a great resource for Omaha. If you haven't been down in a while, you need to get down and check it out.
Absolutely. And this is kind of a little off topic. It's not on our questions, but what does it take to maintain this museum? Because you've got these high ceilings and these glorious, lights and chandeliers. And I mean, it's breathtaking and it's spectacular, but I can't even imagine.
Yes, we have a super dedicated, our collections and curatorial team. Not only do they take care of our artifacts in our collection, but one of those artifacts is the building. So,
Yeah.
And being a national historic landmark, there's obviously things that when things break or need to be fixed, they have to be done in a certain way to keep the historical integrity of the building. So we have some really wonderful partners. McGill Restoration is one of them. But when we have to have major work done, we rely on those partners that are used to working on historic buildings, that know what it takes, because there's certain materials you have to use. There's a certain technique that has to be done. We just finished a 3-year project where they literally took every single stone off the outside of the building, cleaned it, and
Wow.
reattached it. Because water was starting to infiltrate, because that's what it does after 90 years. It's a lot of work, but again, it's a very, very important piece of Omaha's history and of our nation's history. So we do our very best to to care for it as best as we can.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, because we're getting into the holiday season, and I think the Durham Museum is a holiday tradition for so many people. Now, last year, did you have a lot? I can't remember. There's been so much going on. Did you have a tree last year?
We did have a tree last year, and we did most of our programming virtually. Yep. We did have kind of a reimagined Santa Claus experience. Yes. So we did Christmas. It was obviously very different than what we had done in past years, but we are ready to be back. We learned some really good things from last year, and switching some of our programs to digital let us reach a lot more people. So you'll see a mix of both in-person and virtual opportunities during this year's Christmas at Union Station, which starts in just a few weeks, which is hard to believe, but we harvest our tree on November 15th. So that's just a few weeks away.
And so when does the tree arrive at Union Station?
Yeah, so that tradition is really cool. Actually dates back to the early days of the station as well. Union Pacific used to harvest a tree from the Pacific Northwest, bring it by train to Omaha, and have it here in Union Station. And so Union Pacific still helps us. They harvest the tree locally. So every year, a bunch of people submit their trees. We go out and look at them all, select the winner. And then on the 15th, we will harvest the tree. We'll bring it down to the museum. And it takes Union Pacific and Mangelson's and our volunteers about a week to get all the decorations and everything on. This year, we are doing a special nod to our 90th anniversary. So the tree's going to look a little bit different than people are used to. We're switching to all white lights, which normally they're colored. We have all new ornaments, which is very exciting. And then we have a special tree topper that'll be a nod to 1931. So we're doing some special things with the tree this year.
All right. So when does that kick off?
So the first official event of Christmas at Union Station is Thanksgiving night, and that's our virtual tree lighting. So you can tune into our Facebook page, website, YouTube channel. It'll be in all places. It's about a half-hour program. The Boys Town Choir is going to sing. We'll have footage of the tree harvest so you can see how it all happens. Santa will give a special message, and then we'll light the tree. So that kind of kicks off Christmas at Union Station. And then every day throughout the holiday season, Santa is here every single day. So you can come see him. We have special late nights on Tuesday nights, family nights with Santa, where you can come down, see Santa. We have local choir groups and musicians that perform. On those Tuesday nights, we're adding an extra special snowfall from the Great Hall ceiling, which is one of the things people love about the in-person tree lighting ceremony. Yes. So it's going to snow on Tuesday nights if you want to come down for those. And then just a variety of stuff, concerts throughout the season. We have some other virtual opportunities. And then we cap it all off with our New Year's Eve party, which we are going to do in person this year. It's just going to have a limited capacity. So when you go on our website and check out Christmas, you'll see that some of the events we are doing in person, but we're just limiting the amount of people that can be there and doing reservations, that kind of thing. So it should feel a little bit more like normal this year, I hope. Yeah.
And for during the day and people coming to visit the museum, is there a limitation on how many people can actually be in the museum at one time, or is it more the event? I mean, it's more the events. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have our daily capacity anymore. I would say that we do still offer advanced tickets online, and we're going to encourage people to do that during the holiday season, just so we can better understand what to expect each day. But really, our space is large. So unless it is those events where we're kind of all gathering around, we have found that there's quite a bit of space for people to spread out within the museum. So we feel good about that.
What exhibits are going on right now?
Yeah, so we have a combination right now. So we just opened a photo show by Howard Buffett, who is Warren's son. It's called 40 Chances: Finding Hope in a Hungry World. And it documents his personal kind of quest to bring awareness to the world hunger crisis. He's traveled to something like 130 countries. He's documented with these beautiful photographs. That's his talent. And so it's a really powerful show, inspiring, in some cases, really hard to look at, but a really important message. And we tried to take opportunities to point out how people can help here locally too.
Yeah.
So that's going on. And then at the beginning of December, we open, I'm very excited about, it's a show about Billie Holiday. Okay. So it's from the Smithsonian. It's a beautiful photograph show from her personal photographer. And it talks kind of about the life and legacy of the jazz musician, Billie Holiday. We're going to have an exhibit alongside that talks about Omaha's jazz history, which is a super rich experience. Our friends at the Great Plains Black History Museum are going to have an exhibit at the same time about the Dreamland Ballroom. So we're really looking forward to kind of highlighting that jazz history. And that starts December 4th. So we'll have multiple exhibits going on during the Christmas season that obviously, your admission gets you into everything at the museum. Sure. So you can go see Santa, go see an exhibit, stop at the soda fountain, do all those great things.
Well, we've got about 30 seconds left, and I want to just talk about how people can support the museum. A membership is a great way to do that. And it's the holidays, and gifting a membership to a family member or a friend is the perfect way. So
I give memberships to all my family and some of my friends every year. And a family membership to the museum is $60, which is about $5 a month. It's super affordable. You get in free to all of these events, all of these exhibitions for 12 months. So, and we have a special spot on our website where you can specifically purchase gift memberships. So if you're looking for something, we'll send those gift cards out to you. You don't even have to stop at the museum. You could do it all online. So if you're looking for a great way to give somebody something fun, but also support the museum, those obviously help support our day-to-day operations. So,
and it truly is the gift that gives all year round.
It is. You're totally right.
Yeah. So, well, Jessica, thank you so much. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back down to the museum and be there in person. So encourage.
I think we all are excited to feel Christmas again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me. It's so good to see you, and I will see you soon.
Okay, great to see you, Andy. Thank you.
And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, I am so excited to be here with Erica Overturf. She is the artistic director and CEO of American Midwest Ballet. I also think I should add, you're the founder, right?
Yes, that's right.
So I want to recognize you for that, Erica. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to see you as well.
So exciting times. I mean, we've had lots of conversations. We've done many metroTV interviews. I know last year or the last 18 months has been a little crazy, but with the Nutcracker coming up, which people just love that performance and love that ballet. I remember seeing it as a little girl, but it's actually going to be in person this year.
Yes, we never anticipated a year where we wouldn't have live performances of the Nutcracker, but That's what happens during a pandemic. And so last year we made a virtual performance available for free to the community, which was great, just so we could sort of keep that tradition alive and keep that connection to the joy of ballet and, you know, the familiarity of that story. But there's nothing like being able to perform live on stage and to have people experience it in person.
Yeah. So let's just talk a little bit. About the history and how you founded American Midwest Ballet, because you changed names like a couple years ago, correct?
That's right. Originally, we were Ballet Nebraska, and we always performed in Iowa and Nebraska. Where we're located, it just makes sense. Yeah. And so a few years back, we decided to change our name to American Midwest Ballet because it really reflects our position as a cultural asset to the entire region. Yeah.
And so the history, I mean, what made you start? I mean, why did you decide to found a ballet company, so to speak?
Well, necessity. I was a professional dancer, and I was dancing with the former company in Omaha, and it was kind of the time of the recession, and that company closed. And I thought we needed to have professional dance here. This is such a great community, a great place to live. We have all sorts of arts and culture and amenities, and dance is my thing. And so I thought that was, you know, something that I thought was important, and just give it a shot. And if it didn't work out, we had nothing to lose because we already were going to, you know, lose having professional dance here. But as it turns out, we've been able to build and grow. The community support has been so fantastic. And I don't think I would have believed if I had been able to tell myself, you know, where we're at today as a company, the amazing dancers we have, the facility, the performances, the touring we've gotten to do, some of the guest choreographers we've gotten to work with. It's just really been incredible. Like, we wouldn't have even dreamed it was possible, but it has happened. Yes, we've made it happen.
Because you're in your 11th year?
This is actually our 12th season. Okay. Yeah, the season 11 was a little bit unusual because we were not able to do live performances, but we were still very busy. We did a project called Going Solo, and we took the opportunity to make solo dance films. A lot of our dancers got to choreograph, and while we couldn't all rehearse and take class together, we took class via Zoom every day, and then everyone in their own locations. And then dancers worked on individual projects, and we collaborated with our filmmaker, Lance Glenn, to turn them into films. And we just shared them throughout the entire season. And it kept us engaged with our art form, and hopefully our audiences and the community as well, so that they knew that the arts were still alive and well. It just, you know, it just wasn't in person during that time.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to say bravo to you, because you really did a great pivot where, you know, everything's happening, things are changing. And as I recall, I mean, fairly quickly, I mean, you knew we're going to do something different. And then you did it and really engaged the community, engaged the audiences. And I think actually probably brought ballet to a new audience that wasn't necessarily familiar with it and didn't have the appreciation or the love, but they were curious. So
it was a wonderful way to reach even more people than we expected. And just geographically, we were able to have a further reach, and just also, you know, we did, in addition to the performances that we made available, we did virtual workshops and just all sorts of things. And we were hoping that we could reach as many people just in a different way as we would in a typical season. We thought that would be, hey, that would be pretty successful, but we actually far exceeded that and reached, I think, over 76,000 people through our virtual offerings. And everything that we did was free of charge for the community. We felt that was really important. And so we were happy with how it turned out. And at the same time, you know, grateful that let us continue our work and our mission. And and get us to the place where we are now, where we are able to return to our in-person dancing and performances.
Well, let's talk about that. The Nutcracker has been a family, I'm looking at my notes, but I don't even have to look at my notes, a family holiday tradition for over a decade. It's been played out, for decades and decades and decades. It's a family favorite. So what can audiences expect at the return of the Nutcracker this year?
Well, this was a really great one for us as a company to start out our season with, because it's something that we have performed together many times. So it really did feel like comforting and like coming home and coming together as a team. So that felt really good. Some of the changes that we've made, we have a little bit older student cast. There's usually many, many children in the Nutcracker, but for safety reasons, that was a little bit more limited. So we have a smaller student cast this year. So that prompted us to rethink some of our scenes. We have more professional dancers in certain scenes and in some different roles. So there's some new choreography, some new costumes, and also most notably, the role of Clara will, for the first time in our company's production, be played by a professional dancer. And I think it'll be really fantastic and fun. It's something I've always been interested in doing. Yeah. And just the circumstances of this year just really laid out perfectly to say, hey, let's take that opportunity and give it a try. So one of our ballerinas, Katarina Schweitzer, very talented, and she's an incredible actress. She's a petite dancer, and she really portrays beautiful dancing and acting, but also that kind of childhood wonder and, spirit that's part of what's so captivating about the Nutcracker.
Yeah. So when does the performance open?
It opens November 20th at the Hoff Family Arts and Culture Center. So that's the weekend before Thanksgiving week. So a little bit of a pre-holiday opening. And we have 2 public performances, as well as that's on Saturday, a new sensory-friendly version that we will be performing on the matinee on Sunday. And then the week after Thanksgiving, at the beginning of December, 4th and 5th, we will be performing 3 public shows at the Orpheum Theater. And of course, we always have lively student matinee shows. So we have several student matinee performances during that week as well. So we'll be quite busy, and we love it.
Yeah. So, obviously you're in like rehearsals right now, because that's literally like 2 weeks away. And maybe by the time this show airs, it's maybe closer to a week and a half away. But I think the excitement level has to be pretty high with this coming up.
Oh, it is. We are, we're just so happy to be dancing, getting to do what we love, knowing that audiences and people are really anticipating coming to see the show. They've missed getting to see live performances, especially with Nutcracker being such a classic that people like to go to year after year. And it's kind of like a really just a memorable experience, or something that you might, treasure getting to do with your family. Yeah. And so there are a lot of good vibes around bringing this production back to the stage. It's really a celebration for us.
I've got about 30 seconds left. I know you have a lot going on with your season. What are some other performances that people can look forward to?
So we have Momentum will be coming up in February. That's our mixed repertory performance. So that means there's several shorter ballets. It's a great way to see some variety of different styles of dance, get to experience different choreographers all on one show. And we usually work with several guest choreographers. So that's really exciting to bring some new talent and faces in to work with the company. And then in the spring, we will be performing Swing, 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 which is the first ballet that our company ever performed. That was our debut at the Orpheum Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it incorporates a live band with, big band music. And it's just such an exhilarating show. We love dancing it. And it's one not to be missed, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Erica, it's so great to see you. Tickets, I mean, so much great information on your website. It's amballet.org. And I look forward to, first of all, coming to a live performance again, and then also visiting with you after the first of the year and kind of seeing how things are going and looking at, the season ahead. So thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for having me. It was great to see you.
Good to see you too.